I have a smallmouth trip coming up, and I figured it would be the perfect time to introduce you to the woolly booger. And one variation of the woolly booger is referred to as an egg-sucking leech due to the brightly colored bead head. Woolly boogers can be tied in a variety of colors. So let's begin tying the egg-sucking leech, aka woolly booger. In the vise I am placing a Diachi style 1750 streamer hook, size 8, 4XL long, or 4X long. For the bead, I'm using a size 3/16 blaze orange. I'm going to be tying it with UTC Ultra Thread 140. I have a single strand of crystal flash and copper. A saddle hackle in black. Let's go ahead and prep our saddle hackle. I'm also using black marabou for the tail and size medium black chenille for the body. Our saddle hackle, we're going to remove the fluff at the bottom of the feather. And with the fibers stroked against the grain and standing up, I want the fibers to be 1.5 times to 2 times the gap of the hook to give it a really buggy look. Our saddle hackle is prepped. Going to go ahead and start my thread behind the bead and quickly put a thread base down. And bring our thread back until it's about even with the barb of the hook. Now I'm going to take our marabou and pull one marabou feather free from the group, and I'm going to pull the marabou back towards the tip. The tail on this woolly booger is about the length of the shank of the hook, about like so. And I'm going to tie that in where we stopped our thread. Now I'm going to start using this material to start stabilizing the bead. So I'm going to tie it up to just behind the bead, and then I'm going to trim the material where it starts to push on the back side of the bead. After that, I'm going to bring my thread back down to the base of the tail. And I'm going to take the single piece of crystal flash, fold it over, and cut it into 2 equal pieces. I'm going to run it, I'm going to wrap it around the thread and bring it up to the top of the body. And with 2 pieces on one side, take one wrap to secure that, and then draw the other 2 pieces, or the other 2 ends, back to the opposite side of the tail, and take a couple wraps to secure that. Now I'm going to pull the crystal flash and I'm going to trim it about even with the tail on both sides. I have a piece of ultra wire, size medium in gold. I'm going to secure the ultra wire at the base of the tail, and then bring my thread back to the base of the tail again. And at this point, I'm going to secure the end of the black chenille. With everything secured, I'm going to advance my thread to behind the bead. With the chenille, I'm going to take touching wraps forward, building up the body of the egg-sucking leech or woolly booger. And once I'm behind the bead, I'm going to secure it with a couple wraps. And now I can trim the chenille excess. Vise is a little loose. Now I'm going to take our prepped saddle hackle and with the shiny side facing me, I'm going to secure it right behind the bead. And trim off the excess stem. Now I'm going to take the saddle hackle and start working backwards, taking evenly spaced open wraps towards the base of the tail into the body. Once I reach the end, take the gold wire and with wiggling it side to side, start taking wraps forward, open spiral to secure the hackle. If you wiggle the wire side to side, you catch less of the hackle fibers. And I'm going to continue to wiggle it forward until right behind the bead. And at that point, I'm going to secure it in place. Put slight downward pressure on the bobbin and helicopter off the excess wire. I'm going to grab my whip finisher and I'm going to do a whip finish directly behind the bead. Trim off or cut my thread. And back here, the end of our saddle hackle, I'm going to lift it up and trim it off as well. And there is an egg-sucking leech, just one of the variant of woolly booger.